Here we go. Welcome back. By the way, I want to bring in a good friend of mine, Barry Morgenstein. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, but he's also probably one of the best photographers you'll ever meet. And we're going to prove it to you in just a second because this is fascinating. I absolutely love this stuff. Welcome, Barry. Good to have you in town and on set. Come on, just put the first one up. Let's see what we have here. And these are random
Dana.
folks. Oh, there's my former co-host on The Five, Dana Perino.
Good start.
Great shot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've shot her probably about 4 or 5 times. Shot Dana and her family, her husband, Jasper, the famous dog.
Peter, I remember Jasper was the original, the OG dog.
Exactly. But obviously she's an easy subject. Beautiful. She's so photogenic.
So
a sweet lady.
How often do you have to freshen photos?
You know, I tell people maybe once a year. If you change your hair, obviously, if you change your look somehow, then you need to update your headshot.
Because I'm asking this because I lost 25 pounds since our last session, and we're going to show you a picture from the last session, see if you can tell any difference. All right, let's do another one. Pull another one up. Next. Now, I was blown away, Barry. You put this in the mix, and I grew up watching The Honeymooners.
So did I. Honeymooners fanatic.
Well, that's Joyce Randolph. That's Trixie.
Trixie, yep. I was lucky to get her in my studio when I had a studio in New Jersey. I knew she was coming to town. I said, you know what? I've had somebody contact her. I said, I have to shoot one of them.
How old is she in this shot?
She was in her 80s, but that was a good 25 years ago. You know, we just lost her, I think, 2 years ago. Wow. I think she was 100 when she passed away.
I had no idea. I mean, I watched every single episode of The Honeymooners.
And she told great stories of Jackie Gleason, Art Carney. It was like getting really inside.
How'd you get that gig?
It was through a local guy in my town. He was a friend of hers, and I knew she was coming down to town to sign autographs. I said, well, get her to my studio. I got to, and I even said to her, I said, having you here is like shooting one of the Beatles.
Yeah.
I don't think she understood the reference, but.
Did she pay?
No, she didn't. I was happy to have her.
Obviously, it's a great promo.
Yeah.
Next one, please. Now, this one's cool. We got a lot of our audience will notice those folks, those guys.
Heroes. I love photographing heroes, and these are the great guys, the 3 Benghazi guys who wrote the book 13 Hours.
Yeah.
The film was based on them.
Great
Tonto,
film, too,
Tig, that was kind of their first official promo shot. And this was used on, which is now called Blue Magazine. It was NJ Blue at the time. I do a lot of work with Blue Magazine. It's the largest law enforcement magazine in the country.
Good.
So great people to work with.
There's a lot of law enforcement pictures. Next one, let's do it. Shannon Breen.
Shannon Breen, also one of the sweetest people in the world. She is so nice, and I love working with her. And she was kind enough to use that shot for her book cover.
For her book, yeah. Now she, for her book, I assume the book publisher is the one who hired you.
No, she had actually hired me just to shoot her publicity shots. Then she said, "Hey, I'm doing a book. I use this for the cover." So,
interesting. Great. Yeah. And when she pays you for you, she owns the pictures, or
she can use them. Yeah, usually when people pay me, then I let them. I know photographers say, "Well, you have to pay this much extra to use it for this and this and that." I don't bother with that. I said, "These are yours. Use them."
There's a Skycam. Cool. Another one. Next, MD. Now, this is cool.
Some rock and roll legends. So, this is the beginning of my career, and these are going to be all actually, and I hate for a plug, but I have a book coming out in the fall of all my music images.
You got some great music. Yeah, but take that one full again, MD, real quick. As Barry will tell us who those guitarists
these are
great guitarists.
3 of my favorite guitar players. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, sure.
Chuck Berry, father of rock and roll. One of the king of the blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray, one of the better guitarists ever.
Absolutely.
Led Zeppelin.
Jimmy Page.
Double neck guitar. Remember he used to
I wish I had. And I wish I had a photograph of that with him. But that's still a cool shot. So he's my favorite guitarist.
And so these were your individual shots. So that you were hired individually for each one of these shots. Yeah. You're not just a fan taking.
No. I was in what they call the photo pit. When you're like, if you're shooting at Madison Square Garden, you're in the front of the stage.
Now, who would hire you for that? Would it be
either a magazine, record companies, magazines, PR firms,
or the Garden itself?
No, I never worked for the Garden. No, it was always for magazines or the artists.
All right, another one. Next. Nice picture. So iconic picture.
Yeah. So this one I love. It's just there's obviously a Vietnam veteran at the Vietnam Wall in D.C. and I just love that capture. As people know me, a big supporter of the military and veterans.
Yep.
So this one means a lot to me. And I just love that capture. I wish I knew who he was. Get that to him. But anyway, so that was during Memorial Day weekend, that I captured that.
And we were down there during the whole mess, World Trade Center and such.
Right.
Next one, please. There he is.
Sure.
It's Chef David Clark.
Right. The man. Yeah. Oh, just great shot of him. He uses it all the time. He said it was the best shots ever taken of him.
Now, is this in your studio or is it?
That was, I think, location where I set up. We were in some room and I just kind of bring my studio on location sometimes if I have to and duplicate my studio basically. So
good one.
Very iconic.
Another one. Mad Dog. Now this is funny.
Yeah.
So we have Ted Nugent on the
right.
show a lot.
Of course.
We have him on a lot. And I had the fortune to sing Stranglehold with Ted Nugent playing a couple of weeks ago because I grew up knowing that guy right there. That's the Ted Nugent I grew up watching when I was a kid.
Exactly. Debbie
Harry from Blondie.
Yeah. So that was shot in New York City. At the Beacon Theater, and
I went to that show.
Oh, you
I went to
really?
the Beacon Theater. Yeah, that was a great. It's a
great venue. I've shot so
1,000 seats or so, small venue, and I was at that show.
I shot
this was a little later in her career.
Yeah, it was. It was after Blondie, but I mean, this was Blondie playing, but yeah, it was after their heyday, I guess.
Yeah,
but cool shot of her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Okay.
So she was fun to shoot.
It's so funny. It was that exact show. All right, here you go.
Gene Simmons kiss.
Gene Simmons, and you can tell by that long,
tongue.
ugly tongue.
Right, exactly,
yeah.
But fun guy to shoot.
Is he? Now, I have a question. He's notoriously cheap. Did he pay you for this?
No, it was probably a magazine for this one.
Got it. Because they say he's got every penny he's ever.
I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. I know that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's a patriot right there. That's one of the smartest men to walk the planet.
Yeah, he is.
Tucker.
And he's great. He's
now this is post Fox.
Yes, actually, this was after Fox, right?
Yeah.
I shot him once when he was with Fox, so he's hired me a few times.
Right.
He flies me out to his secret location, and
What's secret, in Maine or down here?
No, in Maine, yeah. So, but yeah, no, we have a great time. He's like out in the boondocks out there, and we just have a fun day. He lives. His studio is out near the lake and everything, and we just take a lot of great shots.
So what do you do? Like Tucker, give us that. You could have asked him that iconic that thing when liberals talking, he just gives them the look with the eyes, and it just sears right through them. They get panicky, or
exactly.
just know him.
Yeah, luckily he didn't give me that look.
That's a nice shot there for Tucker.
Thank you.
All right, let's do it. Next,
Sammy Davis.
Wow.
So that's one of my all-time most proud photos. The legend,
Tell
Sammy Davis.
How that came about.
I was actually hired to shoot him. He was at a hotel, and he was actually, this was the last tour with Sinatra and Liza Minnelli.
In Vegas or here?
No, it's New Jersey. This is like a back room of a hotel.
Got it.
And the thing is, Sinatra was supposed to come down. I was like, and of course, Sinatra being Sinatra, does what he wants to do, and he chose not to come down. To this day, I'm like, this close to shooting Sinatra.
How did you arrange this, though?
It was a PR firm, I think, that hired me, and he was there, I had him for a few minutes, and I actually happened to capture this, I guess, pensive moment. This was, I think, maybe a year and a half later, he passed away. So he was ill in the shop. But, he was also just one of the nicest guys.
Yeah,
he was talking photography. Yeah. Just a lot of times you see the big superstar.
He had one glass eye.
One glass eye, yeah.
No depth.
Yeah. So
no depth.
That was one of my favorites.
Next one. We know this guy.
Yeah, Bill. That's my second shoot with Bill too.
I'm going to be on his show on Monday. I filled in for him 250 times.
Did you really?
200. When I was at Fox, he'd take a lot of Fridays off. Sometimes
I remember it. That's a big number.
And,
that's great.
Yeah, it was quite often.
Yeah.
How'd you get him to look so handsome? You guys did a lot of makeup, a lot of filters on that one. Yeah.
I think it helped that.
In case Bill's watching, how many filters? Exactly. Like 12 different filters.
I think it helped that I brought my beautiful wife Shelly as an assistant that day, so she was behind me, making him smile.
So he wasn't mean to you.
You're right.
If there's a woman around, he's not mean.
Exactly.
Bowling. Get over Bolling. What are you doing?
He's intimidating, but he's a great.
Was he a good subject?
It was, yeah. No, he was. As soon as he sat in front of the camera, he knew what to do. Posed, professional. So he made the job easy. So
did he pay you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
He's another one.
Another Gene Simmons. no, he was great. Yeah.
Butterfly or moths come out of his wallet when he pulls out his wallet. Just kidding, Bill.
Yeah,
just kidding, Bill. All right, next one.
Want a third shoot? Lara Trump.
Yeah, when was this?
So that was a little over a year and a half ago. We did 2 days of shooting at the Trump National Golf Club in Jupiter. We just rented a space. We set up a studio. I did 2 days of photo shoots of headshots. I do that. I'll go on location like I do in DC. So we finally did it in Jupiter, and Lara came.
Good.
Luckily, and pretty amazing woman.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Next. Great shot. I love this shot.
Iconic.
BB.
Probably one of my most proud photos.
Where is this?
That was at the Trump Tower in New York City, the residence. I got a call. It was a Saturday. This was before the 2016 election. This was their first official meeting. I got a call on a Saturday. Can you be at Trump Tower Sunday morning? Next morning at 7 a.m. We have a special guest. And you have 2 minutes to start capturing them as they speak.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
I was in and out, and luckily I caught that. So
That's a great shot.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next.
Even Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Huge Aerosmith.
Yeah, oh, cool.
Huge Aerosmith.
Yeah.
How'd you get that gig?
Probably through the record company or a magazine. It's a while ago.
And
That was
you're not just a fan there. You're
no,
actually.
I was hired, and I was like right in front of the photo. In the photo
He's
pit,
amazing.
right in front of the stage,
He
and of course,
is amazing.
Great guy to shoot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get a bad shot of him.
Exactly,
Right? He's
exactly.
always moving around
Yeah,
the facial
yeah.
expressions.
Yeah.
All right,
And
another one.
and-
Another one. Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Oh, Willie.
So this was shot on his tour bus.
Yeah.
And as
Which he only traveled by tour bus, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you light a tour bus?
It was tricky. But I got this cool black and white shot, and I was lucky I was able to focus because he had a very specific aroma in his tour.
I was just going to say, did you get high? Because I'm sure there's a
That's
cloud
where I
of
was
smoke
by the
and
time
all.
I left. So yeah,
It's a
yeah.
contact
But I was lucky to get this one shot.
There you go. Next one. Just the iconic picture.
Yeah, this is-
that's Gary Sinise.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Gary Sinise with the Lieutenant Dan Band. This is also one of my favorite shots. I shot his band playing in Memorial Weekend in New York City.
Great patriot. What a great man.
Just amazing guy. Just one of my heroes. And capturing these veteran or military servicemen
Got it.
enjoying themselves in front of the shot. Some of my best compliment I got on this shot was somebody said it reminded them of a Norman Rockwell painting.
Did. This is so long as those two dudes don't start kissing, which would be ruin the whole picture for
That
me.
would kill it. Yes.
Next, please.
Luckily, that didn't happen.
Please. Barry,
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Great.
Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
career, and you're crushing it. I had a shot of us in there when I did over the summer, and I've dropped. I was I just wondered. We
had a close shot.
time to you redo them because you lost one because I lost, or I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Barry Morgenstein,
Thank you, sir.
everybody. Where can they find you? Where can they find you? And
BarryMorgenstein.com. I'm all over social media, Facebook, my name, Instagram, Barry M Photo. So I'm easy.
Barry M Photo?
Yep.
Got it.
I'm easy
Okay.
to find.
All right. Great. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
You're the
time.
best.